Hey guys, Fireblade here. Before the video begins, I want to let you know that the reason why this took so long to make was one, procrastination, and two, because it was a lot longer than I thought. So I basically cut it in half, technically 3 parts, but I'm gonna have to re-record the middle ground. So meaning before you get the finale of Volume 6 in this What If, you're gonna get 2 more parts. Anyway, Fireblade here, and enjoy the video. Hey guys, Fireblade here, and welcome to another part of What If Yang's a Saiyan. In the last part, we finished up Volume 5. In this part, we're gonna start Volume 6. Now, before you do watch this, I made a cleanup before this, which is important. Similar to what I did last part, where I made a cleanup where it involved the spring that made his power that Yang had gotten to give her original look throughout the Beacon arc. This one basically involves Blake and her ability with Ki, similar with Yang. Yes, I kind of spoiled it a bit, but whatever. I'm not going into too much detail. I recommend you watching that first. All right. Now, either you already watched it or you're here after watching it. I also need to point out something else. Yang has her tail for a reason. I didn't think about it at first, but when I thought more about it, Yang's tail is a reason for her being able to quickly master her abilities, her Saiyan abilities. Alright, now this is from speculations, from what can be seen. In Dragon Ball, Goku's first Ki energy was the Kamehameha. After seeing it, he was able to do it just after seeing it. And I'm pretty sure after multiple times of using it, he was able to master Ki energy. If I had to guess, maybe like 3-4 times. Gohan, when he was training, it took him months to learn how to do stuff. It took him months. I'm pretty sure it even took him, even after he got handle Ki, or at least a basic handle of Ki, I'm pretty sure it still took him like a month or a week to learn how to use it properly. And in GT, Goku wasn't able to use Super Saiyan 3 after he got in his tail, he was able to use Super Saiyan 3 against Baby. This is all speculation from observation, alright? Yang's tail is going to be the reason why she's going to quickly learn her abilities, alright? This is not a cop-out, it's not for me just to get it over with. There is some reasoning to why, and that is just from observation. Again, these are not facts, but from observation from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT, alright? Anyways, with that being said, let's get right into it. So the start of it doesn't really change all that much, right? Blake is talking to Iliad and all that. Just normal. Sun comes in, talks, blah blah blah. Again, nothing really changes there. The first changes would have to be when the Grim first strikes on the train. Now, when they go up there, Yang's like, I'll deal with this. Transfer him to a Super Saiyan. But RWBY's like, no, we're all huntresses, Yang, remember? We fight him as a team. And plus, no offense, but we don't really want to rely on that. We don't want to rely on you. Yang looked at him surprised. And she's like, when did my sister become so mature? And powers down. Activates her gauntlets and like, alright sis, take the lead. Which RWBY smiles, and basically the fight on the train plays out the same. Again, Yang before never really relied on Super Saiyan, but again, since they're on a train full of people, innocent people, Yang figured, I'm gonna have to use this if I want to save these people. RWBY would have been smart to just let Yang handle it. Also knows that doesn't benefit the others. RWBY still decides to just have everyone handle this as a team. Basically, the whole thing plays out the same. Basically, the confrontation with Ozpin kind of, I guess, is a little different. With them saying that Ozpin hits the fact that I'm a Saiyan from all of us. What else is he hiding? At the start, before Ozpin kind of gets just desperate for them not to use the lamp. But ultimately, it plays out the same. RWBY using the lamp and asking Jin what is Ozpin hiding from them. Yeah. Now in the farm, it almost plays out the same, except for the talk they had at the barn. It's a little different until Yang basically sees Adam, and say quotes because it obviously looked like it was an illusion from Yang, but I'm still gonna say it is Adam. Instead of the original where he pulls out his sword, an intimidation tactic, he just stands there which also startles Yang. When Blake comes back over and looks out the window, he isn't there. Yang states that she thought she saw Adam, but she didn't sense him at all. This Blake perks up a bit, her ears, like she senses energy too. She concentrates trying to focus on the surrounding, doesn't sense Adam at all. Blake says that, yeah, I don't sense him either. Guess it was an illusion? Yang's just like, then I thought so. And the original conversation kind of plays out the same with Yang telling Blake that she still has some flashes of that night. And it's just like in the original, Blake comforts Yang, but also saying that she will protect her, like in the anime, which she tells Blake how she really feels right there, saying, I don't want you to protect me, Blake, but I appreciate it, but I don't want that. And just like in the original, she leaves. Blake kind of saddened about this, just like in the original, and follows Yang out of the barn. Now with the apathy grim, again the situation starts out the same. Ruby's being convinced by Blake, Yang, and Weiss to just let go of the relic, drop it down the well. Of course she gets spooked and they have to go after it. When they reach the cellar, essentially, just like in the original, they can't do much because of the apathy. Yang is trying to go Super Saiyan, but because she's being affected by it, even more so than the others actually, she cannot transform at all. It's going but just fades away. During that, Yang's just like, why can't I do it? And just like in the original, when Blake's about to get killed, Ruby's the one that basically saves her, using her silver eyes twice. After the second time, Yang gets her energy back, immediately transforms to Super Saiyan, and instead of punching the cellar, she blasts it, which startles Pro. Everyone gets out, and Yang, who's still in her Super Saiyan form, is just telling everyone to go. They all get out of the building. Yang tells Blake to get on the bike and drive them off. She's gonna take care of this. Maria is just like, don't be a hero, kid. Yang just says, I'm not. Blake, get him out of here now. Yang's aura flares up, unintentionally mind you, and jumps in the air and stops high into the air. She is levitating, not flying. There's a difference. Yang, who has some control of her ki more so than Blake, figured out how to use ki to basically keep her afloat. She can't fly with it, but she can keep herself afloat. They're all looking at Yang in awe, and it's just this bright ball of energy right there where Yang is. After snapping out of it, Blake gets on Bumblebee and just drives him off with everyone else in the back seat in the thing that they hooked up to Bumblebee. Yang puts both hands to the side of her, arms wide, energy going from each palm. She brings her hands forward together in front of her with this ball of energy in between her hands. Yang is waiting for the Grims to come out. And while she's waiting, she's saying, I hope this works. Please work. And as some Grim starts to come out of the building, Yang fires an energy blast. Yang means to fire an energy barrage. Since Yang does not have full control of her ki, she instead fires an energy blast. Because she wasn't expecting that, the force pushes her back and sends her a bit flying. The energy explodes where that farm is. Everyone is getting caught by the shockwave, but it's not doing any damage to them. It's just strong winds. Everyone's surprised by this, with Ruby replying, what is that? What did Yang do? And after it dies down, they just look in awe what happened. They can't see the crater itself, but they can see a crater-like shape from the distance. They hear rustlings in the tree behind them, and they see Yang falling down in her base form. Blake runs up to Yang, picks her up. Weiss going over to her and saying, Yang, what the hell was that? Yang replies with, that's supposed to be something for the Grim itself, not for the farm. Which kind of lifts everyone's spirit a bit because it's a little joke. They are far enough to where they can get at least a small signal. They get a signal from Jean, but it is distorted. It is heavily distorted. So they know that they're going to the right area. They keep going. Yang's on Bumblebee and Blake gets on the back with the others. Ruby is keeping her eye on her scroll until they get within range to actually properly hear Jean. Jean is basically trying to ask Ruby what the hell happened. There's this earthquake that happened, and I just see this huge dome of energy. What happened? Ruby replies with that they're fine. It was Yang who did that unintentionally, but she did that because we were in danger. Which Jean replies with, great. We were worried about you guys. And so they pull up into the where the place, I forgot what it was called. I meet up with John, Ren, and Aura. Now the situation there really happens happens the same, with one except with what's her face's name, comments towards Blake's choice and friend. She is mostly referring to Yang, who is known as the alien to the world, but she's also, and everyone notices this. So it is Blake who is saying, "What do you mean by that?" instead of Yang. While they're just relaxing, Yang is also meditating as well, along with Blake. So they're basically, gonna meditate together, have some talk. Again, some, but not a lot. Just the casual talking. But yeah, they're not talking about the situation that's happening. Whenever Yang is playing with the little kid, she's obviously using her tail to play with the kid, which Blake honestly finds so adorable. When RWBY talks with Maria, Maria states that RWBY needs more training, and that girl over there with the tail, she can definitely give you that training. She has energy that is not seen at all. Which RWBY replies with, "Yeah, because she's an alien. She may be an alien, but she's my sister." When Maria replies with, "Well, you gotta train with your sister then. I can still train you with your silver eyes, but that's as far as I can go. Your real training is with your sister." Which RWBY replies with a smile. And with the plans to steal the airship, it's basically the same with Blake and Yang going to disable the tower. On the way to the towers, Yang is driving, but Blake takes the opportunity to sense the energy. She senses the guards in one area. Confused by this, she brings it up to Yang. Yang replies with, "Maybe they're in an important meeting that requires everyone." Blake replies with a "guess so," but she is skeptical. The little conversation that they have before the mission starts, it plays out the same, right? There's no need to change that. And the mishap happens because Adam was able to get a jump on Blake. And that is it. At least for this part anyways. This is obviously being recorded separately, but yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this part of What If Yanks is saying. If you did, be sure to click that like and that subscribe button. I will load more for you guys. And I don't know if YouTube actually did take the poll thing out in the cards thing. So I don't. If they did take it out, then there's gonna be a link in the description for a poll that you can take and see where you want the story to go. All right, the story. The result of the poll will take place in basically what is supposed to be volume 7. Basically, will take place in what's supposed to be volume 7. All right. So basically, in this part and the next 2 parts that's gonna come up, there's gonna be a poll in there too. You can choose where the story gets to go. All right. Option 1, I continue with the RWBY story. All right. I change nothing. The pro, obviously, I added the creative and see how Yang being a Saiyan affects this without making huge drastic changes on things that I believe is canon, only to be later confirmed that it is not canon. For example, the moon. The second thing, I just say, F it, I choose my own story. It goes, I say how it goes and whatnot. Alright. The pro of this is you get more consistent uploads. The con, I won't touch the story once it ends, and the story will end a lot sooner. And the third option, I merge this story with Dragon Ball Z. The pro, obviously you get a more consistent upload. The con, I might not touch the story. Again once RWBY concludes. Anyway, yeah, go ahead and vote either in the icon if the poll thing is still there, or down in the description. Anyway, yeah, Fireblade here, and I will see you later at whatever I make. Bye!